going to show you a little bit of how to tidy up your portfolio for the students. So I'm going to have a look here. I'm on the portfolio section of Classroom Dojo, and I'm going to just scroll down. Now, when you have your list, your portfolio or your to-do list, you have your tasks listed here. Sometimes you'll see this word draft next to them over here, or you might see that they have edit. Now, this means that's a task that you might need to look at again. So if we scroll down, you can see tasks which don't say draft have just got start next to them, and that means you haven't started those tasks, so those are tasks still to do. So if I wanted to do a task, if we wanted to kind of scroll down and think about answering some questions, so we've got lots of things to choose. So I'm going to have a go at doing, I think, this short division. So I'm going to press start on that task because I've watched the video already. I'm going to have a go at the activities, and here is my task to complete. And it says here to do the division. So I'm going to work my way through this division. I might use the drawing tool. It might be that I do one question and then I need to re-watch the video again because I've got a bit stuck. So what you can do then, and once you've answered the question, is you can click save, wait for it to save, and then you can go close. And this will end up coming back onto your account. Normally comes at the bottom here as a draft so that you can go back and find it again and click into it. It won't disappear until you hand it in. So I've watched the video again. I know exactly what I'm doing, so I can click edit. Now I know how to answer these questions. I'm going to have a go at this one down here. This time I'm going to use the text tool because I think it'll be neater. I'm just going to put my 64 in there, divided by 2. And I've finished all of my questions. As you can see, I finished all those questions there. So now I could save it again, but instead I'm going to just go over here and I can hand that work straight in. And now I've handed it in. If I scroll right down to the bottom, the work that I've handed in has been added to my portfolio down here. The clock on there tells me it's pending. It's waiting for my teacher to have a look and see whether or not I have done what I needed to do. Okay, so when you've handed something in, it appears here. Now, if the teacher approves it, it gets added to your portfolio over here. You don't have to worry about it. But sometimes your work might get returned to you. So if you spot things appearing at the bottom of your to-do list, like this example here, this is work I handed in earlier, and it now says draft. It was in my portfolio. It's now bumped up to draft again. So I'm going to go and have a look because it's reappeared on my list, and I'm going to click into edit. Now, when I go into edit, I can see the work that I handed in before, but over here, you can see that my teacher has made a comment and said, good start, but please add one more example to half and quarter. Okay, so I know what I need to do. I only did one example, and actually I needed probably more than that example, so I can add something else. So the times I might have heard a half, so you might have something like, please cut the cake in half. And then maybe if I'm thinking about something for a quarter, I could think of, I drank a quarter of my milk. So you can have, and I can change that around. I'm just going to change that so it just looks a little bit neater. And then now I think I've done what my teacher asked me to do. So I'm going to just hand my work in again. I could save if I needed to watch the video, but I think I've done enough. So I'm going to hand that in. That's going to go back to my teacher waiting for approval. It's going to go back into my portfolio down here, and I'm going to see whether or not I've done enough. Now, I'm going to have a think because I started some work yesterday and I didn't hand it in because I ran out of time. So I'm going to want to go back and finish that. So at the bottom here is my English work that I started yesterday. I might want to rewatch the video if I need to remind myself, but I can remember exactly what I was doing and I know I hadn't done enough, so I haven't handed it in yet. So I can go back and click edit and complete that work. Now, if I'd ended up with duplicates or more than I needed to do, or I've decided actually this was not very good at all and I want to start from the beginning, I can just click delete and then that will just disappear from the portfolio altogether. So you can delete this draft, or maybe you said you started typing it and then you decided actually I'm going to do it on paper and send a photo in, so I can just delete that draft and then it's gone and I don't have to worry about that. So that's one way to clear up some of these drafts and get them handed in. But if you see draft, click on edit and just see what changes you need to make so that you can send it back to your teacher or ask them questions to help you with your work. I hope that makes sense. Any questions, do get in touch.